Hey creative friends, welcome back to the channel. The number one mistakes that I see beginner artists make when they draw flowers and foliage is that everything looks super flat. However, that's not gonna be you by the end of this video. If you're new here, my name is Esther Nariyoshi. I am a US-based illustrator. In this video, I will show you my go-to technique to introduce curves and natural movements into your foliage. So grab a piece of paper, let's get started. Let me show you some examples from nature. These are leaves that I have collected from a bouquet, and I pulled it out of the branch for a couple of days and just let it dry. So instead of being super flat, they have become curly, especially around the edges. I love this because this gives me a great opportunity to learn how to draw the leaves in a non-flat and more three-dimensional way. And also over here on the left, we have a longer leaf that almost looks like a ribbon. In a beginner illustrator's work, you will often see this type of leaf portrayed as straight and flat, but in a natural environment in nature, these kinds of leaves rarely stick up like sticks. They either have curves or they naturally twist because of wind or whatever environment around them. In general, there are more movements to floral elements. Let's try our hand on paper. I'm going to get started with this long grassy leaf. One way to introduce movement in our foliage is to create a natural twist that you will see in nature. That is commonly seen when the wind is blowing. So when the grass curves, you can simultaneously see both the front and the back. Usually, a beginner would draw this just either front or the back, but we're going to do both. How do you do that? I'm going to start by drawing the general direction of the grass. I normally draw this line super light, but for your benefit, I'm going to draw a bit harder and thicker so that you can see better. And then from there, I'm going to draw an S-curve, starting from one side of this directional line and then cross over to the other side. You don't have to close at the bottom because we know the base of the grass is wider, so it doesn't close all the way, and the top is thinner. And now we want to fill in the other part. Over here, I'm just gonna draw a dot to exaggerate where we have the intersection. Now from the very top, I'm going to start and gradually go a bit wider and then go past the intersection and close the loop. Notice that I'm not going to go directly to the intersection. Instead, I went past by it. And then to the other side, I'm going to pick up from a position that is a little bit higher than the intersection and then draw a smooth line down the spine. In this way, we have introduced a gentle twist to our long grass. For our second example, I am going to use a brush pen. The principle is exactly the same. So I am going to draw the spine first, except this time it's a little bit bent. And then I will pick up my brush pen to go over the edges. Still, in general, the direction is the S-curve. I'm just going to wiggle my hand a little bit as I draw the S-curve. So that is one side, and here we have the crossover intersection point. And then I'm going to pick up from the tip of the grass or the tip of the leaf from the other side and have the same amount of wiggle and go all the way past the intersection and then close the loop. And then last but not least, I'm going to pick up from the other side and wiggle my way. Notice that I have gone past beyond the intersection point so that the twist looks more natural. So this is a different kind. If you want to add more volume to it, every time this wiggle or the wavy line dips, you can introduce almost like a bracket to indicate more volume to it. If you like this video so far, I would love for you to give it a like so other artists can find it as well. Last but not least, I'm going to draw this leaf that we have seen at the beginning. In comparison to the grassy leaf, this one is a lot wider. So instead of drawing super flat, like this super common example that you see pretty much everywhere, I am going to wiggle my hand as I draw the edges to mimic the natural movement. So you want to do on one side and then the other side. But this is not all. To add more dimension to it, I also want to introduce some very gentle shading as well. So you see the little waves we have on the edges? Whenever it goes closer to the spine, to the middle of the leaf, you can shade that part. And you can just go over around the side that is closer to you and shade that part. Instantly, you can see the difference. The one on the left is super flat, and the one on the right has a little bit of a rhythm and a lot of character. Here is a close-up look of this curvy little guy. You can see it's very much 3D and it has a lot of personality. I hope you like this video and I will see you around.